There we go, there we go. I think we live with it, man. I think we live with it. Hold on, let me get my phone real quick. Let me get my app. Oh, good. This nigga Big U is fucking cooked. Let's start there. Cause, damn, boy. Got a lot of shit going on.
Wow, like, you put a hit out.
Hold on, let me start this back over.
After I got out of jail, I got a call a couple of days later that Big U had put a hit out on me. And so a few people called and told me, but one person that called me was Monique Slaughter. And we quit being friends because she was going around telling people that Big U had put a hit out on me.
So why
and I was like, wow, like, you put a hit out on me because what? I took up for myself because I'm not going to let you punk me. Okay, that's fine. I'll handle that accordingly. You know, so it's stuff like that, but I'm not scared of that man, Adam.
How different do you start moving once you realize there might be a hit on you?
I'm moving the same because I'm not walking in fear. I can't. I did that for years dealing with this man. He bleed just like the rest of us. His team bleed just like the rest of us. I'm not letting nobody never again put fear in my heart.
I know that's right.
I mean, you're an incredibly strong person. I just gotta take a moment to say that, because I mean, a lot of people would curl up into a ball and try to disappear from public life as a result of this kind of stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm not disappearing. I'm not running away. I'm not doing anything. If a person comes to me and try to harm me, we gonna move accordingly. I'm gonna deal with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What the fuck is you talking about?
I know you've all had the conversation up here, like
know what
the
I'm
website. Now it's time to have that same conversation with Wiz.
I hate a motherfucking bully, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I hate a bully.
Did you ever have any further dealings with Nipsey after that one incident?
I was mad at Nip for years after that. We got into it on Twitter. I'm sure, like I said, the Twitter detectives can pull it up. After him and Big U got into it, I went on Twitter and cussed Nipsey out and told him that's what he get. Now we see how it feels.
Right. I mean, he ended up kind of getting a taste of that medicine later on. I'm sure he regretted his involvement in that, or hated that he ended up involved in it, at least.
But this is the thing. Nipsey never changed his story. I can honestly say that. His story was he didn't know that was going to happen to me. His story was he didn't set me up. Nipsey and my brother were friends, and my brother and Nipsey hung together after that. And my brother's stance was sis.
What's that word, man? What y'all on? Where y'all from? Come talk to me. I'll talk back.
Nip didn't know he was going to do that. My stance was he did, and that's how I felt in that moment at that time. I respected what my brother felt. He respected what I felt. Nip never changed his story. And I was mad at Nip for some years, and then I finally pulled up on him and we made up. And when he hugged me, he said it again. He said, I swear I did not set you up. So he never changed that. But at that moment I felt like that. And I don't think nobody can blame me in that situation.
No, 100%. What were the first things that went through your mind when he passed? Because I feel like
setting up a female is crazy as fuck.
The situation seems so much more complicated and in some of the clear.
Like,
you know, when he passed, a lot of people weren't necessarily clued into the fact that him and Big U were having these issues, and now there's just been so much doubt cast on Big U's involvement. That seemed like a wild conspiracy theory at the time. All of a sudden it's starting to seem like there's probably more validity to it.
I cried. I was so hurt. I was hurt because he didn't deserve that. I don't care what me and Nip went through. I seen Nip as a young boy when he first came in this game, you know, and he really didn't even need Big U. He was Nip before anything. And so I was very hurt because I seen what he had become. And he didn't deserve that. But when me and Nip made up that day,
if y'all know Big U and all this shit that I'm watching right now, do y'all think he really had something to do with it? Or y'all think like he knew he was about to die before he about to die?
I told him, something's going to happen to you if you don't move from over here. And he said, why would you say that to me? I said, because they don't respect you. I told Nip that. Other people felt that. The day me and Nip made up, a fight broke out. Nip allowed some different gang members to come into his shop because he showed love to everybody. And the gang members that went into his shop was from a different neighborhood. They ended up getting robbed. And so they were like, Nip said, we cool over here, we cool over here. And they were like, no, we said you not.
Damn.
If you feel like that, you don't respect him. Because if he's an artist from over here and he said they were good, why would you disrespect his establishment, him as an artist, him as somebody that's from over here? And I told him, I'm like, they don't respect you. Like, something is going to happen. Even when people used to say they were going to rob Nip, when he first started coming up to K-Day, I used to tell him, like, you need to be careful because this person is talking about robbing you. Be careful. And he'll be like, good looking out, sis. Be careful. You know?
That's
so
fucked up. Really be
on Tasha K, what was that, a year ago or so?
Yeah.
Were there some repercussions from that where people were upset about you telling your story on that platform? Because it stands out to me also that your story is very historically significant, and it's kind of crazy that you had to go to someone like Tasha K, who typically does, celebrity gossip type shit. Because I feel like you've pretty much been blocked out or blacklisted by a lot of more mainstream platforms, I'm guessing, right?
Have I? I don't even look at it like that. You think so?
I just feel like, there's probably like a lot of other big platforms that this would be a valid conversation that they should have been interested in. And it's like, she don't give a, she's just been saying whatever she feels like for all these years. And it's kind of like, I feel like now maybe like and even me doing this interview right now, it's like, it's such an important story and it's so relevant to like West Coast rap history that it's almost kind of a scandal that I've got to be one of the first people to do it. Not to pat myself on the back or anything, but it feels like a lot of people should be vying for this conversation as well.
I mean, Tasha K, and this is my thing, right, Adam?
Shout out to Tasha. I got
that's what I was gonna say.
Did not sleep with Black.
She didn't.
Just want to make that
clear.
Yeah.
Tasha K, like I told Tasha the other day, a person could never come up to me and talk bad about Tasha because Tasha helped me when I needed the help, when I needed to tell my story. A person can't talk bad about Wack to me, right? Now I'm here on your platform. I wouldn't let no one talk bad about Adam. With that being said, I just think that I needed an outlet to tell my story. I needed an outlet for people to hear me so they can hear my voice. Whether they believe it or not, I just needed the outlet to be there so people can hear me, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because look where I'm at. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I have other interviews lined up. People are starting to listen now, and I just feel like maybe it was just timing. It just took some time.
Did it feel like it was more risky to speak about this stuff prior to the indictment coming out? Like, because I assume like a lot of people who are maybe the ones who would be making threats or making life difficult for you, to some extent, that's their dude and they're going to ride with them either way. But at the same time, some percentage of those people are probably like, oh, okay, now we also are not living under this fear.
I mean,
check it out at Planet Fitness. You can
That's
get free
crazy.
fitness training. They're mixing it up.
Like, damn. Putting a hit out on a female, bro.
speaking out before, like I told you, I was basically the only.
I'm not gonna lie. Big U ass is cooked. Ain't he like 60? Like, niggas don't want the niggas to go to jail, I guess. But you putting hits out on females and shit. What the fuck going on, my man? This is a crazy ass title. Munchie B says YG is lying about getting as a teen.
How do you feel about YG using?
Why the fuck would he lie about that though? I fuck with Munchie too, and I mean I be listening to their podcast. I mean I be on their podcast and shit. But why would he lie about that?
His childhood trauma being It's by an older woman.
When I was,
I heard that song.
When I was younger, guy.
woman.
I'm still thinking that seems like one of the wildest things I ever heard.
I hate being honest, bro.
Be honest, Munchie.
I didn't like the song, bro.
Oh my God, she just poured so much liquor into that cup.
No. I think with that song, I think, man, I didn't like the song, bro.
Anything in particular, or just the fact that he started it off with?
I love the hook. I didn't like the song. Like because you sound like a victim.
You made it to the hook. I'm impressed.
No. I heard the song because YG my boy.
Yeah.
But I like the white.
Where's the concept, bro?
I didn't like the song. And we ain't gonna hear this song. But like I didn't like the song, and then and you sound like you're a victim or something.
Ain't no or something.
I guess as a dude who, when I was 14, I wanted nothing more than for a grown woman to give me some pussy.
Yeah.
And I feel kind of like I was cheating out of a childhood experience, and then he's out here like doing his rollout.
I knew they was gonna be in the comments talking crazy though. I knew they was gonna be in the comments talking crazy. As soon as I figured out that's what the fuck was going on, she did pour a lot of liquor in that nigga cup, and he looked kind of folded.
Wow, was it bad? It's right here.
Right here.
Okay.
I didn't know. I didn't know that what you're talking about was a thing. But bro, I don't like the song, bro.
Well, okay, what if he really feels like a victim? What if he just wants to?
No.
They should not have my nigga on here like that, bro. Cause he drunk and he blind, so it's kind of fucking. I don't know.
I don't like how it's perceived, and that shit is, bro. I thought he was like, I thought his experience as a gangbanger, like through the streets. That's what I thought.
The streets raped me.
Like when we talk about it, it sounds like you're a victim or something.
Okay, no, for sure.
I might have like taken it as more of a serious artistic sentiment if it wasn't for the fact that the first time I heard it was watching a clip of Neon like fake licking it. Neon's like a little streamer kid. And he like
Neon's on fire right now.
And then it sounds like if Neon get hold of it, you're in trouble.
But okay, basically like Neon did like a fake skit stream thing where he acted like he was leaking this song of YG's that he wasn't supposed to leak. It was the fakest shit I ever seen. And Neon's jaw just drops, much like mine, when he hears, "When I was young, I got raped." And Neon's like looking at the camera like, and it's like that to me, like, okay, I feel like when I listen to the song, it's like, oh, okay, YG is experimenting. He's trying to get more in his Kendrick bag. He's trying to get more insightful. He can't just keep making party music as he gets older. If he wants people to pay attention, then he's got to go outside of his usual bag of tricks. Kanye or Kendrick is not rolling out his new single by having Neon's jaw drop at hearing him say that line. Like that to me was not congruent with the rollout in general.
Sounds like a far cry from Dickin' Back Being Bull. I don't know.
But that's the thing is that if you're YG, you can't just keep saying little gang slogans and shit if you want your music to be hot. He has to expand, and I feel like he's at a point where he's not 100% sure what's going to work for him. So he's got to try a lot of different stuff. But continuing to do street music and booty shaking music, which are always the things he's falling back on, it's not hitting the same as it used to, right?
It's true. No, and I think he is like at a really interesting tier of like artistry where it's like he wants to show people another side.
That was stupid, bro. Period. I don't give a fuck. That was dumb. That was hey, bro. I want to defend it, bro, but I can't. That was dumb as fuck.
Like, I can't.
When I was raped and I heard the shit like, I'm like, he's still with lamb. That's dumb as fuck, bro.
Man, I got Munchie on there drunk, though. I don't even like to see that. I ain't gonna lie. Man, it's raining so motherfucking hard outside. What's the deal, man? What's the word, man? Join that White Napkin Club. Hit that button. I'm trying to see what the fuck else we got on here. This nigga Big U been like, damn. What y'all on? Where y'all from?
This is it, Jamie. What is
Yeah,
this?
this is actually on the news today. There was a briefing.
So the government just shocked every American.
Did you keep trying to figure out a new situation and do your thing after that?
Yeah, what I did after that is I started doing events. Well, no, before the events, I traveled and did a documentary called What's Really Hood. So I went to different states, and I went to people's hood, and I would question them and ask them things like, how was it growing up in their neighborhood? And I was working with Jim Jones, Slim Thug, Pharrell, so many people that I videotaped, you know, making this documentary. And so I put that out, and after I did that, then I started doing events. And then from doing events, I got an offer to go work at 935 K-Day.
Right.
And then that's how I ended up at the radio station, because I sold out the event with like 2,000 people. The owners were very impressed. I was a young girl, like 22 or 23 or something. And they were like, how did you do this? I didn't even really know how I did it. I just know that I had a dream and I made it happen and I did it.
Right. For me and a lot of people coming from the East Coast, you come to LA, and this is kind of like more before everybody was just listening to shit off their phone and everything. But when I first moved out here, me and everybody that I knew was from the East Coast just could not believe that a station like K-Day existed. Like, for people who don't know, they really kind of specialize in like classic rap, which I feel like there's more radio stations that do that now. But at the time, it was just shocking because those on the East Coast, there's just not really an equivalent of that.
Well, no, back then K-Day wasn't classic rap.
Oh, really? Okay, so this is in the early days, right?
This was in the early days. And Theo was the actual program director. Do you remember Theo?
No.
The Asian guy? Oh my God. Okay, so old school people will know who Theo is. But he was the program director. And then it was crazy because when I first went over to K-Day, I thought the radio station was ran by all black people, owned by black people. This is what I thought.
Right.
And what happened is when I walked in the meeting, with like 8 white men in business suits. And I'm like, okay, y'all, this is what I want to do. And they were just looking like, who is this girl? But I was so authentic, but I was so passionate. And I think that's what sold me over there in regards to getting my position that I was able to get.
Definitely.
Big U came back around, and I had this show idea.
And he got in the way of it, I'm assuming?
I let him do the apology, and he came back in, and then he tried to extort me again.
At what point in the process of putting the show together?
Through the whole show.
Okay.
Through the whole show, and by this time, Wack knows about this. I had to deal with Live Nation, and read it. And see, I have receipts for that because I was going back and forth with Live Nation.
Sugar Free needs 15 passes and 7 all-access wristbands per his manager, Ted. As far as Indie acts, I'm still waiting on the full list. We just need a time slot from 8 to 9 for our acts. I have a stage manager who's going to flow our indie acts. He just did the Wiz show, which was a success. After that, you can map the show out how you need to. At this point, Corrupt may not come. I fear for my life because his manager, Big U, has threatened to harm my life, which I'm at the police station now. I'm a mother of 4 children. I don't take threats lightly, especially when I have an event to pull off. So if we can please accommodate Sugar Free, that would be great. And if Big U comes, I don't want him allowed in the venue around my red carpet, so I'm trying to hire off-duty police officers. Sorry for the
cooked. This nigga Big U is cooked. Oh my God, he's cooked.
Convenience.
What date is that?
That is June 26, 2014. And that's from YouTube, Paul. Okay. Damn. So even at that point, this was just like a constant.
It's been a constant thing, and that's what people don't understand. This isn't one thing; it's a constant throughout my career, throughout my life, just dealing with him.
Right.
Read this one real quick. I just want you to read that one.
Okay. This is from you again in 2014. Hello, Paul. I spoke with Compton AB's manager. He's confirmed. I paid him in full for the show tonight, and I have a contract on him. I paid Corrupt $1,500 through his manager, Big U. If the rumor is he is not showing up tonight and I have a signed contract, I will sue him. Big U is making this very hard for me and is intimidating, extorting, and bullying. The only way Corrupt won't show up is because he said he couldn't. I'll I'll be at the House of Blues at 2:30 today.
What year is that?
Again, same date, June 26, 2014. So, yeah, like, I mean, I forget if, were you the one who was kind of saying that Big U and Corrupt have had that relationship over the years?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I mean, he beat Corrupt ass in front of Snoop and Daz, and Corrupt, if he want to deal with that and turn back around and say my brother, that's on Corrupt. But that's not love. That's not friendship. That's not loyalty. That's not normal.
Corrupt got his ass beat.
Oh, definitely. That's fucking wild. So then we fast forward from that to this incident.
I don't know who the fuck. I mean, LA different, bro. You ain't gonna be out here just, you know what I'm saying? Like, not out here, gang. On my baby. Like, you ain't doing that out here. Niggas gonna smoke your ass. Nigga don't get no fuck about none of that shit. You one motherfucker.
In the hotel lobby where you're getting into this huge argument with Big U, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like, what year was that?
That was last year.
Oh, that was only last year. Okay.
It makes it a year this month.
Holy shit. So, I mean, what was this still just like a lingering thing that kept occurring up until then?
Yeah, it's always been lingering. Like, you know, just in the streets, just stuff he'll say to people. It was just like, even me minding my business, he will subliminally bully me. Just, you know, oh, her family's gonna roll with me, her family don't even like her, I got her family in my pocket. And it's just like, why? Oh, don't do business with her, I don't want nobody in the city working with her. Why?
It's like you stood up for yourself one time, and that's enough to make it so that you have to be intimidated and bullied going forward. Whereas, like, there's plenty of people that he could have chose to ruin this sort of game on, but somehow you just ended up in crosshairs, huh?
I think because he knows my hustle. Like, I'm going to get to it, period. And I don't need him with me. He's not an asset to me. And you have to look at everyone that he was around. He either really extorted, they hung around him for protection status. That was never me. Because I have my own visions, my own goals, my own aspirations. I didn't need Big U. You know?
Definitely. So that hotel incident, you seeing him was totally random, or how did
it was random? So I had tagged him and make the video saying that he's been bullying me for years and jumped on me and things of that nature. And so I did other podcast shows, and after that, I think it was like 2 months later, and I was at the hotel at the Ben Crump Awards, and I was just minding my business with my family. And something just told me to turn around. I was standing in line with my kids, and I turned around, and he was just walking up to me talking mess out the blue.
And was this kind of a different attitude from you? Because I assume you had just been so scared of him prior to this that you might have seen him and just sort of ducked off or backed away from the situation. Was there something about that day that made you feel more outspoken?
Yeah, and I think that's why he was walking up to me talking mess, because that is what he's known me as, like, to be scared of him, or not just scared, but terrified. Like, you know, I used to be very terrified. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, just to be a woman in that situation, it was scary. But as the years went on, my fear turned into anger, and it is uncontrollable anger.
Right.
And when I see him, I just wanted to tear his head off. It's like, how dare you walk that moment? I just wanted to kill him. Like, I get emotional when I think about it, because I don't think people understand. Like, I hate him. I hate, like,
that's fucked
and
up.
I said I wasn't gonna cry. I don't want to cry, but I hate him. With everything in me, I hate that man. And when I seen him, I didn't have no fear in me. I'm just like, I'm going to kill you. Like, I wanted to kill him.
Because you probably look at him and you see everything that could have been in your life.
Just everything that he did to me. Like, just, people don't understand. Like,
man, that's fucked up, because you can hear it in her voice. Like, she ain't bullshitting. Like, that's fucked up, bro. You intimidating this female, bro. Shit, I don't know what exactly, like, what the fuck she did, like, but she, bro, she with her
His
kids.
son,
Come on,
caught
man.
me and tried to extort me for my son. My son does music, and so I didn't know that my son was hanging around Yui. And when I found out, I went ballistic. I'm like, we are not socializing with their family. We are not doing that. Long story short, his son calls me. And when he called, he's like, yeah, this is Yui. I gotta call you because I need to talk to you about your son and my contract. I'm like, excuse me? And that was such a trigger to where I just went ballistic on his son. And so his son called back and he apologized, and then he was like, you know, nobody gives me a fair shot because of my dad. Nobody gives me a fair shot because Big U is my dad, and they think I'm like this and they think I'm like that, right? And in that moment, I felt bad for him, but it is the hate that I have for Big U to where I don't want to socialize with nobody that is related to him, that's cool with him, because I don't like him. I know what type of person he is. I know the real him. I know he's a monster.
Wow. Well, you probably know a lot of stuff that the public doesn't know as well, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any like particular retribution from that incident in the hotel? Did you feel you were targeted after that as well?
I want to say first shout out to WAG, because WAG didn't know anything. Poor WAG. WAG didn't even know what was going on, and WAG had my back so much. And you know, people try to give WAG a bad rap. WAG is really a good person.
WAG doing some
And I
bullshit
was
too, though.
crying, and he was like, I'm on the phone with the bail bondsman. We called the bail bondsman, called my family, called my kids, stayed in tune, made sure I got out of jail. He's just really been someone that has had my back throughout this whole ordeal.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a very exciting announcement for parents everywhere. It's called Mint Kid.
Weeks have passed, Nipsey start calling me. So this is where I got mad at Nipsey, because I'm like, did you set me up? So remember, I didn't see him no more after this meeting. Nipsey start calling me.
And this is probably what year?
2009.
Okay, so like 10 years before he passed. Still super early in Nipsey's career.
Right. So I didn't see him anymore. So then a few weeks later, Nipsey's calling. He's like, sis, I need my posters. Because remember, I was doing Nipsey's campaign for him, and I had all his posters. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come through. I don't end up coming through. He called me again. I need the posters. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come through. I don't come through. He called me again. I finally decide to go through. When I go to him, now mind you, I still haven't talked to Big U. So I go to Nipsey's shop. I walk in the shop. Him and Fats, they're out at the counter. I walk up. I'm talking to him, and I just hear the click, click. And it was like I knew. That was that. I just knew. It's like it's a setup.
Oh, wow. Click, click, like somebody had a gun drawn?
No, click, click. They closed the door.
Oh,
Click,
they
click.
locked it, okay.
So they closed it, and then it was a thing where you can lock it, and I just heard the click, click.
Okay.
Once the door closed, you just know.
And so how's this play out from there?
Nipsey and Fat dropped their heads. And so...
And at this point, because obviously people know that Nipsey and Big U ended up having this fallout that was mostly behind the scenes, they come on records and stuff, but at this point, Nipsey's still all in with Big U. They're like super tapped in still.
Right.
Okay.
And so Nipsey and Fats, they dropped their head, and then Big U just jumped on me. And Bear Claw is with him. So the guy that's on his case with him, that's a part of Development Options, it was him and Bear Claw. And so he just started beating on me. He's like, bitch, you disrespected me in the meeting. Bitch, you did this. I never stole nothing from this man. I never did anything that warranted for him to put his hands on me. He jumped on me because I stood up to him and would not let him dictate, extort, or control me. And because my bosses and colleagues rode with me. This is why I got jumped on.
Damn. And that's a big ass dude to be beating up on a much smaller woman.
Mind
For
you,
real, like you big as fuck, nigga. Like I don't like that type of shit, yo.
I I just think about the stuff he used to say, like, you know, bitch, I'm gonna make sure you ain't gonna never be shit. And I told him, I'm like, why? Because I want to work hard. Why? Because I don't want to be in the hood getting by niggas and stuff. Because I want to be something. Because I want to make something of myself. Why? Why do you want to beat on me? Think about it. Why do you want to destroy and take from me when I didn't build myself up? I for someone like me, where the odds was against me, I came from such a dysfunctional upbringing, from so much hurt, so much pain, so much trauma, right?
Yeah.
To where a woman like me, I'm basically a statistic. Mother on drugs, fathers in prison, families gangbangers. Why do you want to take from me? Why?
Right.
You want to take, and I brought you into this situation. Why do you want to bully and extort and control me in regards to a situation I set you at the table at? You didn't sit me there, I set you there.
It's wild because I'm not gonna lie, like I just had a conversation with Wack where he basically like described why in large part things didn't work out with him and Big U is because he would kind of like introduce him to people business wise. And then, you know, like Wack is not the kind of guy who's gonna like charge you to be cool in LA, but then all of a sudden he'd be introducing Big U to people, and then all of a sudden those people are basically getting finessed out of money in order to be safe in the city and whatnot. And it's like Wack said the other day, he's like, this motherfucker thought it was still 1987. As in, like, you know, a lot of this stuff just doesn't really happen the way that it used to, but Big U comes home from prison and basically is like still living the same life that was a lot more normalized back then.
But this is the
He's
thing,
a
I was
fucking
there
dummy.
with him and Wack. Wack was there with us. We were all there together. So I seen how he did Wack. I seen how Wack acted towards Big U. Wack was loyal. Steve Lobel, loyal. These people were loyal. When people talk about Wack, Wack has a reason to be mad. I don't care what nobody say. Wack has a reason. If you wasn't there, if you wasn't in a circle, if you didn't have bill memos, if you didn't do stuff for him, if you wasn't affected, then shut the fuck up, because Wack has a reason. I have a reason. These aren't made up allegations. And I said this on my Instagram. A person that's hanging around a person for clout and status or being a groupie will never understand a person that create the motion. We create the motion. We create the wave. It was never valuable to deal with him
Right.
at all.
Totally.
Love is a flavor. Those crispy peaks, 12 flavors so bold. Yo.
That beating though, how far?
That shit is crazy how shit come out, because you would think from the outside looking in that this nigga was all, you know what I mean? I guess he did run some shit, but it's like he was really just on this bitch clout chasing. Like, what the fuck?
Did that go? Like, did you have serious injuries by the end of it?
Yeah, I had to go to the hospital. I was scared I was gonna lose my baby. After the beating, I still went on Brian Hurst and I had to take some phase. I fought. And he tried to call it off
While pregnant?
just
Just to still be cool in the hood, or?
no, because I was mad because he put his hands on me.
Okay.
And it's like, what are you putting your hands on me for? For what? For what? I didn't steal from you. I didn't do nothing to warrant this. So because you can't extort me?
Right.
So now we're on Brian Hurst. Okay, you're calling girls. So while I'm on Brian Hurst, another guy come up. He's like, "Where's the 10,000 you stole from him?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? What are you? This man ain't never had $1.50 to give me. What are you talking about?" And then the girls came a week after. We start fighting. But it's like, why did I have to go through all that? Because I wouldn't let you extort me?
Right. So was this kind of like a one-time incident, or
No.
it keeps continuing? Like whenever you try to make moves in the industry, it's kind of following you?
It keeps continuing because this is the thing. He's friends with my mother's side of the family. So my brother was in the feds. My brother was in jail when all this happened with me and Big U. And then he didn't get out till a few years later. So now by the time he got out, everything then died down. Big U apologized to me, a fake apology. My brother and Big U's cool, right? Internally, I'm still f***ed up. But because I don't want to start stuff with my family, I have to swallow it. I have to just accept it. It's like my feelings don't matter. It don't matter that I lost my job. It don't matter that I lost my condo, my cars. I had to go all the way to Atlanta for my sanity.
Wait, all this led to you getting
Yes.
fired and everything? How did that work?
No, it was for my safety.
Oh, okay.
So I lost my job. I lost my 401k. I had just bought me 2 cars. I lost my car. I lost my condo. I lost everything.
Wow.
Damn.
On top of my reputation, my image, SKG, the music, the events, the branding. He stripped me of everything, my dignity, everything,
Wow.
everything. And people don't understand that. For someone like me, for a female like me that really hustle, Adam, I really hustle out here.
Right.
I really make moves. I really put deals and business deals and deal memos. I put things together. He took everything from me and I had to start from scratch.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, it's such an uphill battle for a young black woman from the hood to be even making it in general. And then to just have people who are supposed to be the kind of people who are supporting you and uplifting you, to have them being the one who are basically getting in the way of you being able to progress. That's terrible.
Yeah, and then people didn't want to work with me, so I went through that a lot. Oh, Vic, you said you no good. Oh, Vic, you said no. That followed me for so many years, especially within the black community. It followed me. So many things I couldn't get done. Do you know what helped me?
What?
Going over more so West Hollywood and dealing more so with, and I hate to say it like that, but dealing with the white market. And that's just real. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have survived. I think within the community, I would have drowned out.
People seem to get upset that I'm everywhere. That's funny. I seem to upset them here too.
Damn. I ain't gonna lie, Big, you crazy as dog shit, man. Hey man, go
I
subscribe
want
to
to know, did you
go
ever sleep with
subscribe to the
Suge? You said,
YouTube. White Napkin Club on YouTube, man. That's what y'all need to go do.
that was never part of the arrangement.
Kiera, if you still in here, big one of those to you. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, again, you have to understand the type of family I come from. I come from a family that was already in the streets, right? I come from a family that was all, and I hate to say it like that, but you have to understand it in order to connect the dots. The men in my family were already killers. They were already getting money niggas. They were already going out of town, hitting licks for $100,000, $200,000 coming back, whatever the case may be. People knew who my family were, the men in my family, and they knew who to associate me with. So Suge already knew the background of me. They knew, and then who I came in with was Keita Rock. So I never got the disrespect. Actually, Suge was very nice to me, very respectful. Suge never mistreated me. I've never slept with
What's the word,
Suge.
Joy?
Suge gave me an opportunity.
Even the biggest monsters are going to pick and choose their targets for their
Right.
abuse or whatever kind of sadistic behavior they're involved in, right?
Right.
Do you think of Suge that way, or was your experience so positive that it's kind of hard for you to frame him that way?
You hear the stories, right? We know Suge is not innocent. We know
Right.
what type of person Suge is. But for someone like me, he gave me a shot when nobody else thought about giving me a shot. And he never displayed that in front of me, right? I had a situation, before I say that though, I want to say that Suge always had my back. And I have to think about that. I had a situation where I was in Inglewood and I got into it with some girls from Crenshaw Mafia that I was locked up with. And so I had just got a big check from Death Row Records, and Suge had bought me some cars, but I never had my license. So I was in Inglewood going to get my license. Long story short,
Subscribe to the White
I see
Napkin.
the girl in the DMV, and I thought we were cool, but I guess we wasn't. And so when I went to speak with her, she kind of had an attitude. One thing led to another. We started fighting inside the DMV. When we started fighting, my purse with all my money dropped, so they robbed me. And I wasn't going for it. So I ran her over with my car.
Damn.
And
Hey, this bitch
I
is a
ran her over
gangster.
with my car and got my purse back. And I got arrested. And Suge made that go away for me. Bailed me out of jail. Yeah. And you know,
You got you a good lawyer? Or
The way that he did it, I just went into the office and told the DA I wouldn't do it anymore. I didn't even really have to go to court for it.
oh, wow.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
so I think about things like that because if it wasn't for Suge, I would have probably really went to prison or something for the things that I was doing. And he really had my back at moments. So I try not to say nothing bad about Suge because I don't have that experience with him. I don't.
For sure. So
Go hit that subscribe button on YouTube, man. White Napkin Club. We live on this motherfucker. Go hit that button on YouTube, though, man. White Napkin Club. You know what I'm saying?
So when you start hanging around death row, is this kind of odd to people from your neighborhood?
I don't think so because Keita Rock was already tight with Death Row. So Keita Rock already had a good rapport with Death Row.
Right.
So he's really extending the olive branch to me as his little homegirl and as someone where he's cool with my family to take me over here for an opportunity that can change my life. So I really don't think it was a problem like that. No.
Definitely. What are your earliest memories of Big U?
I think when he had just came home.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what, 2011-ish?
I don't remember.
Was it around then?
I don't remember. No, it was before then.
that, okay.
Way before then. Yeah.
Right. And were you always hearing about him, like as a younger person, just like?
Yeah, but see, I was close with his brother Draws that got killed.
Okay.
So me and Draws, his little brother, we were tight. And they were completely opposite, completely different. And so we had already had our own relationship as friends. Big U was more so in the age range of my brother and my uncles. So they knew Big U. So he was friends with them and I was friends with his brother, if you see how the order went.
Got it, for sure.
So it's just generational friendships.
Definitely. And so with you being part of Death Row, how many years were you really around that and starting when?
Oh my God. That was... It was early 2000s. It was the early 2000s, yeah.
And it was what? How many years would you say?
That I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was the early 2000s.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the name, I feel like that is probably a huge part of why the rumor about you guys being an item was a thing, just because like somebody's name abbreviating to Suge Knight Girls, like pretty out of the ordinary. I can't really think of too many other rap, like girls in rap who kind of had a name that used their signers.
But you know what? I think that I just reminded Suge of himself because he used to say that because I was so young and so, like he was like, what kind of car you want? I'm about to just go get you a car. And I'm like, I want an MC on 22s. And because back then that was the thing. And he was like, what girl wants that? I'm like, me, I want that. And he'll, like it's just little things like that. He'll just laugh like, you off the hook, And I think that I don't know, he just felt comfortable with me in a sense, but we never had a sexual relationship. And it's a lot of people who think that. It's people who thought that my daughter was his daughter. And I'm like, no, I've never slept with this man.
Right.
And Suge has a whole podcast. He'll tell the world we never slept together.
Right. I'm sure you had plenty of girls available to him at that point. It's not like you got the girl that you signed to be an artist, It's
as many bad bitches that was around now.
Right.
No.
Definitely. But like, how long were you around before Left Eye ended up taking issue with you? Because I heard you guys had a whole thing. And can you scoot this way just so you can do a little more in the next
I was around for a while, but see, I went to Mill Creek State Prison to go visit Suge, and it was so strange because Left Eye would go, Miss Chalet would go, and sometimes we'll all be there together. And I was a huge Left Eye fan. Like I've always said that I was the biggest TLC fan. But I guess that once I signed, I just became her competition. And then the song Let 'Em Have It, we were both featured on it. And I got the original and she got the remix. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, was she just a total nut? Because like obviously there's a lot of the stories about her that are famous, or like burning her ex-boyfriend's house down and stuff like that. Was that just her energy?
In a sense, yeah, but
You don't get to say
this is the thing.
God
every
bless the
time-
dead and everything, obviously.
No,
You don't get to say that, Adam. Hold on, I'll fuck with you, Adam, but you don't get to say that.
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've told the story about me and Left Eye. I told the story about our fight. I told the story about us not getting along. Every time I do that, her fans or her people come in, and I don't want to keep telling the story and keep offending them, and they keep coming, at me like, well, she's not here, let her rest. So I just don't want to. Does that make sense? Disrespect
I feel it.
her legacy, but in a sense, yeah, like I wasn't going for it. So what she was doing to other people, she couldn't do to me, and she knew she couldn't do to me because she found out. If that makes sense.
Right, and like your upbringing, you're very. I feel like a big part of why Suge probably took to you is because you were pretty gangster for a young girl, right?
Yeah, I think I was for a young girl. I was back then.
I would assume, right? Was there a moment where the death row thing just came to a stop, or when it was clear it wasn't going to work out?
When I became pregnant,
Okay.
and I walked in the office and I told Suge I was pregnant,
Mm.
and it was kind of like the ultimatum. You're pregnant, get rid of it, or you're not on the label. And it was so crazy because I was supposed to do I think was it 106 & Park interview that they did. It was Eastwood, Crooked Eye, Left Eye, Suge.
Right, he had his whole like label roster. He
I was
trotting
supposed
out,
to do that interview, and I didn't even know I wasn't doing the interview until I saw it on TV, and she was on the interview with them,
Really?
and that kind of like just crushed me.
And they just felt like you weren't going to be marketable if you had a kid, or he wasn't going to keep putting money into you if you were going to be going in that direction.
Yeah, I think at that time it was just like, like I wasn't valuable to them, And then there was another thing that I know that they were also mad about pertaining to my family. One of my attorneys, which was also Suge's attorney, Magic Johnson attorney, Angela Wallace, she had put a hit out on her clients and killed them. And those are the kids, John Trey and Howard, that got killed. And so my family, they carried out the hit. And then my brother went on a high-speed chase for bank robberies, but they tied him to the murders. And so we all jumped in the chase. Police cars got hit and flipped over. It was just a lot.
Oh shit.
And so it was so much light on my family and myself of that situation. I just think between me being pregnant and everything else, it was just a loss for me.
Did this kind of kill your musical dreams?
In a sense, it did. Yeah, it did. I went through a lot because everyone who knew me, my whole life consists of music and rap. And I mean, I would be a young girl. I have people that went to junior high with me, and they're like, Alicia, remember you used to be on the table rapping? And that was my life. While other kids was outside, I would be sitting down writing raps. It was just, at one point, it was everything to me.
Are you drowning in payday loan debt? Have you taken out multiple payday loans and are unable to pay them back? Then listen to this message closely. The recently announced payday...
Hey, that's fucking crazy as hell. Who else we got on this motherfucking room?
Payday...
On April 22nd, 2024, Washington State law enforcement issued an Amber Alert for a 1-year-old child kidnapped by his father, 39-year-old Elias Huizar. The following day, Oregon State officers located him traveling on I-5.
Can you really kidnap your own child? Like, I don't know how that works. Can you actually do that?
And began a pursuit. Elias was a former Yakima police officer and a middle school resource officer. He was also wanted for 2 murders. One was for the killing of his 31-year-old ex-wife while she was working at an elementary school. News reports indicate he shot her 8 times in front of their 8-year-old son and other witnesses on school campus. The other person he is said to have killed was his 17-year-old alleged girlfriend, who was only discovered after a search warrant was issued at his home. News reports indicate he allegedly stabbed her to death. It gets worse. The 1-year-old child in his car is the result of him sleeping with his alleged 17-year-old girlfriend when she was a 15-year-old student. He met her while he was employed at the Yakima school.
Okay, hold the fuck up, bro. God damn. This nigga just said a lot. Let me rewind this a little bit, cause what the fuck is going on? Hold on, let me start all the way the fuck over.
Was a former yacht.
What?
Dear Heavenly Father, read with this.
On April 22nd, 2024, Washington State law enforcement issued an Amber Alert for a 1-year-old child kidnapped by his father, 39-year-old Elias Huizar. The following day, Oregon State officers located him traveling on I-5 and began a pursuit. Elias was a former Yakima police officer and a middle school resource officer. He was also wanted for 2 murders. One was for the killing of his 31-year-old ex-wife while she was working at an elementary school. News reports indicate he shot her 8 times in front of their 8-year-old son and other witnesses on school campus.
Okay.
The other person he is said to have killed was his 17-year-old alleged girlfriend, who was only discovered after a search warrant was issued at his home. News reports indicate he allegedly stabbed her to death. It gets worse. The 1-year-old child in his car is the result of him sleeping with his alleged 17-year-old girlfriend when she was a 15-year-old student. He met her while he was employed at the Yakima School District when she was just 11 years old. His connection as the baby's father was seemingly unknown to officials for all this time. That is, until another victim came forward. When she was 17, he was allegedly living with her in the same household. During that time, he also allegedly sexually assaulted her 16-year-old friend while she was passed out at his house. Elias was caught after both the girls escaped by driving away in his truck. Reports share they were hysterically crying when they approached and told police what had happened. Police then forcefully entered Elias's home after a 3-hour standoff using a SWAT team. Elias was arrested and charged with sexual assault of both girls in February of 2024, but was let out on a $250,000 bail. The day he allegedly killed both his victims, he was scheduled to face those charges in court. Days before the killing, his ex-wife filed for custody arrangements of the 2 kids they shared, aged 5 and 8. According to news reports, police investigations suspected that he started dating his ex-wife when she was underage as well. He met her while he volunteered as a coach for the high school wrestling team when he was 24. Elias was suspected of planning to run to Mexico with his infant child during this high-speed chase.
I love multitasking products. That's
Yeah, this nigga's a fucking predator, pedophile,
my patients.
all of that. What the fuck is wrong with Buddy?
2312 to dispatch. We've got him going southbound at about milepost 221. I got 23 King 35 with me. What do you want to do, 35? Let's go ahead and pull 33 this channel. Patch us to SPO.
Heavy southbound from 220.
2312. He's going to go ahead and take off from us. We're in this. Got a pursuit going southbound.
Over the course of the next few minutes, officers coordinate and add more units to the chase. Between sharing speed and location updates, one officer appears to commit a small prayer before this foreseeable dangerous situation.
Dear Heavenly Father, 12 from 35. If he starts going slower, I'm going to try to redirect. Okay, let's wait till we get away from some of these cars here. If we get him stuck in between some cars, he slows down to 60 or so, yeah. But at this speed's no 216 southbound, just past 216, 105.
Easy. 2312.
About 100 miles an hour, still southbound. Get some of these Springfield units set up with some spikes. 12 from 35, frame follow. Unconfirmed, but I cannot see any sign of anybody else in the vehicle. Copy that. Yeah, I've got tinted windows, I couldn't see him as he went by. Just saw the plate. He's about to get stopped up in some traffic.
Springfield units, if you guys get set up for spikes, let us know where you're at so we can back up. Just get someone at 196 and then immediate, and then I'll be up to it. Copy that. 2312 still southbound, 105.
Copy, coding now.
Do it. Do it. 2312, we got to redirect it down the freeway. Turn around and pit him. Turn around and pit him.
You still got the fuck on? Boy, y'all ass suck.
Fired! He's fired! He's fired!
You sure? This nigga on some real GTA shit.
Me. I'm good, I think.
Copy, coding 9.
Do it. Do it. 2312, we got to redirect it down the freeway. Turn around and pin him. Turn around and pin him.
In this brief moment, the dash cam captures Elias wielding a pistol.
Fired! He's fired! He's fired!
I didn't see no gun.
.2312, shots fired at me. I'm good, I think. We're back in this southbound.
We got spike set up. We're back in this 96 going southbound.
Damn. This nigga think this Grand Theft Auto for real.
Southbound.
Copy 208 southbound.
Whoever's underneath phone, turn their overhead down so you can see. Let us not get close. Let us know. Still southbound at 92 miles an hour.
That little motherfucker still going though.
Copy southbound 92 miles an hour.
As the pursuit continues, pieces of Elias's car appears to fly off.
2312, we're passing rest area right now. 98 miles an hour.
Copy passing rest area 98 miles an hour.
Okay, I think we climbed into it.
Okay, 5603.
Actively firing at us, take cover.
Copy, actively firing at you. 38.
Spiked at 203, yes, he's firing. 205, muffled. $45 the other side. Number 2, I'll call it. 203 south.
Moments down the road, officers set up stop sticks.
Wilson at 201 south line, hard cover.
Unfortunately, Elias is able to evade them. Soon after, dispatch notifies officers that Elias is apparently on the phone. He shared some information that makes the situation significantly more tense.
Verification 20, the driver is on the phone with us, he does have a baby in the car. The very copy of the driver's on the line, Lane County, he does have a baby in the vehicle.
Damn.
He's staying in his lane, he drives the last set, so now that you can set up 2 sets, but we're 199 south, speed 94. And we're coming up on this truck traffic on the crash.
So what, you got a baby in the car, you stupid motherfucker, you shoot at the police.
Already taps on the shoulder, left hand side through all the traffic, speed the 20.
Put your hands up! Get behind hard cover! Get behind hard cover! Put your hands high in the sky, driver!
These niggas on some crazy ass shit, gang.
This is Pod 4 Ultra. It's not.
Get a rifle. Get a rifle up there. He might have shot himself.
Hey, I'm gonna get on this.
Get out of here.
Somebody leave there.
No, I'm not as a person.
Get him out. We're going on this truck.
Hey, sir, get out of your truck. Heather. Sir.
What do you got?
He might have just
He's
shot
back there. He's back there.
I think he shot himself.
I can pull forward with my car really slow.
I've got a shield, boss. I got a shield.
Grab a shield.
I got a shield. Hold on.
We can wait for a shield, or I can just roll my car up. It's bigger than a shield. Yeah, we're gonna do both. Cool. Anyone got eyes on the gun? Right as I got out. I'm pretty sure he shot himself. I heard it. Yeah, so did I. Did you see the gun in there? No, he was on his phone. I could see him on his phone. And he put his phone down, and I heard that shot. It was like pretty close to him. You guys ready? Yep. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, stop moving.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Hands up. Come on back, boys.
Somebody stop traffic northbound.
Hands up.
Get your hands up.
Hands up, too. Hands up. Do it now.
Hands up.
Hands on the steering wheel.
All we did was move his head a little bit.
Just to move his head. Where's he at?
Sitting in the driver's seat.
It's like the baby's in the back.
Hands up, sir.
Put your hands on the steering wheel. We want to get you some help.
The baby's head will be right there.
Yeah, his baby's right behind us where you're at.
So,
See the handle?
yep, I'm going down.
He just moved his head over to the side.
Just hold and cover. If there's a movement.
So I'm gonna just aim at the steering wheel. I wonder if that window being closed.
Hey, Bob, put your hand on the steering wheel.
Baby seat's in the passenger. Elias!
You guys hear that? Baby's in the back right seat.
Copy. Yes.
For the baby.
Get the shield over here. We gotta get the kid. Let's go.
Shield on that side?
Yeah, get it over here. Just stand by. Hey, just chill. You got time. We got him covered. He's not moving.
We're moving. Right.
Not moving. If you move, you will be shot. Do you understand?
Blood come out.
Guns on his lap.
Too bad.
We'll take the baby.
Do not move. If you move, you will be shot.
Get that baby.
Go on the other side.
Let's get the baby. We got him. Get that baby.
Get that baby.
In his lap. It's in his lap. Get the baby. Get that baby out of here.
Baby okay?
Get that baby out of here. Dog, what the fuck is going on?
Oh no, his whole lap is plumb full.
Get up.
Let her on. 10 punch for you. There's the baby. Oh, there's the baby. Oh, they have the babies. Like yes. Oh.
What the fuck? Who the fuck was that?
Gun secure. Very turn.
Is the kid okay?
Yeah, it's good, OJ.
You're good. I think so. I don't know.
Let's just do a quick check. Yeah, that was pretty close for stuff.
News reports indicate the boy was taken under the care of Oregon Department of Human Services. No one was injured outside of Elias Huzar, who did not survive his injuries. News sources also dug into Elias's criminal charges and employment history and found a disturbing situation. Between 2013 and 2021, Elias worked for the Yakima Police Department. For at least a couple years during that time, he reported as a school resource officer for Yakima District. He was also a wrestling coach for the school's team. While the school seems to share that no complaints were received concerning his conduct, he was under investigation for sexual misconduct during that time.
Wow.
In 2019, allegations from students rumored that Elias was having sexual relations with a 12-year-old student. An investigation took place, and investigators did not meet enough probable cause to prosecute the potential charges. This was despite several handwritten letters from classmates voicing concerns over their supposed relationship. However, officers amounted the rumors to be just that, as no allegation led to a verified nor detailed account of sexual misconduct.
Man, how many allegations you gotta get to be like, this nigga's a fucking weirdo? What the fuck?
There's some
Okay, so I want to send a rest in peace.
I'm hungry as a motherfucker, man. Y'all done seen me eat. Well, I done ended this bitch and started again, but man, I done smashed so much shit on here. I'm still hungry. But I'm gonna be back, man. I'll be back later on, man. It's raining all day, so I'm gonna be back and forth on this bitch. I'm gonna fuck around and get on GTA, man. No cap. But if you still in this motherfucker, shout out to you. You been watching, you been sitting on that bitch watching with me.